Gotta go. Girl talk.
Boom!
Hard in.
There we go.
On my screen, it's reversed, so you were pointing.
Oh! Yeah, it's
I thought you were just doing I thought it was like your
off
new
screen.
move.
A little,
Yeah.
I was trying to do. Okay, so I have to do like that. A little bit of NWO.
Is this right,
Yeah.
chat? Are we doing the Super Saiyan thing?
Yeah, are we doing it? Does that look
Combining?
right?
Or do I have to go here?
Either. We'll figure this out.
Anywho.
Wow. Hey, Gotham. Welcome to Gotham City tonight. I'm Ryan. This is Alex with me here. Yeah, sorry, we're late. It's my fault. As people were suspecting here, like Mr. Luis Ballesteros. Yeah, work. That's
Well, they had to add the mustache to Silver Surfer. Now they have to take it off.
That's how it goes. People they saw the conversation online of why is it a woman? Well, how about we just give her a mustache? And then people liked how she looked without the mustache, and they said take it off. So that's just how it goes.
She is Gold Surfer now, though. The Golden Skater is what they've changed the character to. So,
dude, now that you said that, if Marvel Legends doesn't announce a rocket racer,
yeah,
San Diego. Hey,
I know. What are they doing?
I don't know if you watch this. I don't know if anyone watches on Toy Anxiety. I dropped a wish list in different categories for Marvel Legends for 2025 at the beginning of the year.
I watched it.
So far, I got my Hulk, my Dan Dioto style Hulk.
Yeah, how'd you know that?
I didn't. It's just one of those things I always wanted, and all of a sudden it was like, here you go. Savage Land Rogue, which we will get into. That was the big San Diego Comic-Con reveal. We'll get into that tonight as well. And gosh, I feel like there was a couple. I'll have to go through them. I feel like there's a couple others, but Rocket Racer was on my list, so I feel like
it's a good year for it's your lucky. You're hitting them so far.
Yeah, so far. Madam Mask. That was the other one. Madam Mask.
Wouldn't it be crazy if they unveiled Golden Skater instead of Rocket Racer?
That'd be awesome.
They're like, we didn't even know this character existed, but
if they wanted to get really wild, they would do Sprite, where it's Kitty Pryde with the roller skates, the rainbow knee highs.
That's like that would be the last like holy grail Marvel Legend. Like once they made that, it's like, all right, we're in. Yeah,
it's true. I think that would be like, because they could do the one of her in the X-Men uniform, but I think like my two Kitty Pryde holy grails, and the one of them was in my list. Obviously, one is Sprite because it's just so ridiculous.
Yeah.
But the other one would be, what was
Professor
it?
Xavier.
Yeah.
So like Paul. Blanking on the artist name, but that era of 80s X-Men.
Professor Xavier is a jerk, and I'd want the box art to have like the packaging to have the bubble.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, no, I mean that would be Paul Smith. Yeah, thanks, Andrew. Yeah,
thanks, Bush. Yes, dull listing.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of surprised that we're this far into Marvel Legends and we have yet to get like a classic New Mutants box set where they're in the original like black and yellow suits. Like,
I am surprised.
That's a good San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, I'll tell you.
Rachel Summers is the other one where I'm just like, where's she at?
Yeah.
Let's get to... And Kylun, where is he?
Kylun
will
never happen.
He has to happen.
I'm just going to say it. Prove me wrong, 2025. Marvel Legends
going to happen. We're gonna get you out of your booth so we can go to the Marvel Legends panel just so you can watch me ask where that is. I'm gonna say, where's Kylun and where's Slapstick? Boom, that is it. Let's say a quick howdy do to the chat, then we're gonna get into some Wonder Woman news. Pretty cool stuff because She was not on the original like list of things DC was doing. James Gunn kind of Todd McFarlane us almost, where it was
someone
like,
must have walked in with a really good pitch, because he was saying, he's like, if someone's got a good story, that's what we're going off of. And someone was like, guess what? We figured it out.
I'm gonna pitch to James Gunn in San Diego. I'm just gonna interrupt the Peacemaker panel, and it'd be like, here's my pitch, because directors love that.
Yeah, absolutely.
They love hearing it. They love it. They love that stuff. All right, let's say hello to you, Mr. Skylar Davis, Mr. Michael T. And yes, if we got time tonight, we will dive into this. I got a link ready for sure. Mr. Detroit Dave is here. Dorlaxian is here. If we're fan casting, we will be. So if you have any ideas of who you want to play Wonder Woman, drop it down in the chat, because we'll definitely
start thinking now. Start trying to come up with the ideas.
Yeah,
now.
We're gonna go off track and do more listing before we get to it. King Panther is here. Mr. Johnny Cock, Duke Moody, the Professor of Ricketts. Mr. Bionic Funk is here. Johnny Disco is here. New Superman trailer too. Yes. We'll talk about that a little bit, but last time we got like slapped on the wrist from YouTube for going through it. So it's like, we'll figure it out. Mr. Andrews Gatey's Toys is here. WTF hi. Yeah. Hi. Yeah, we'll get into it. Luis Ballesteros is here as well. Mr. Jack Knight 73, Chris Bobinski, my benefactor, the guy in my will, Matt Bush is here. I love that. Who else we got? Mr. Chad Stewart. Tovercon Young Hummus is here toying around. Are we talking about Gal Gadot tonight? We could. The Toying Around just finished his live stream. He just kind of went through all the announcements for San Diego Comic-Con thus far. Because how could you not want to all of a sudden drop a live stream with Savage Land Rogue as the thumbnail?
Right.
Instant clicks.
Why didn't we think of that?
Everyone be clicking. Everybody be clicking. Actually, this is kind of, look at this. Alex's shelves look much fuller suddenly.
I kind of condensed some of the like all the X-Men are now in one shelf, and all the Batman are in another shelf. I don't know. I'm feeling things out. I'm changing things up.
Right? It looks good. It looks good. I like it. I like it. But you got like big stuff. Like mine's condensed too, but it's like littered with like 100 legends on there. Like, it's insane. What is wrong with me? Hang on, look at this. All right, King Panther, Alex, important question. I collect the X-Men, the animated series line with the cell shading is what makes them have the what is it? Hang on, is what makes them the cell shading is what makes them a unique presence on my shelves. However, it seems Carnage doesn't have cell shading. True. Should we answer this when we get to Carnage? Because we are going to talk about it tonight. Yeah,
I'll just quickly say King Panther if you don't stick around. He does have cell shading. We'll get into in more detail, but you can definitely tell on the Cletus Cassidy heads. You can see that it has the usual cell shading. But yeah, maybe it's not reading as much because Carnage is like primarily black and red to begin with, but we still tried to like kind of match the cartoon look for him.
Oh, dude, he looks so good. Speaking of Carnage, Monsters from Beyond is here. I don't know he's got anything to do with Carnage. Monsters and
it's a monster.
It's all good. Monsters from Beyond should have done Savage Land tonight instead of Gotham City tonight and dressed the part. Where hey, you know what? We might do it for San Diego. It's gonna be hot enough. All right, let's get into it, dude. Wonder Woman news. Dude.
She's back.
Right?
Wo's back.
James Gunn was talking to Entertainment Weekly, and he's like, "Yo, we got some Wonder Woman stuff coming. Don't you worry," because I was worried. You know, when they announced everything, they were announcing Green Lantern shows. They did Creature Commandos, which has already come out. They're already talking about doing Batman Family. Obviously, Superman comes out in 1 month. Did you get your tickets today for Superman?
No.
I did. I'm going on the very first showing. It's in the afternoon.
Oh.
I don't work that day, so I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna treat myself. Also, oh, fuck, I should, dude. Hang on. We'll get into that. I'm already like, this is what I mean by like, we'll get there. We'll get sidetracked. I almost got sidetracked. The Canadian popcorn bucket is the most amazing thing. Yeah. It is so good. It makes me very, very. I never saw a popcorn bucket that I was like, that's cool, but I don't need that one. This one's like, no, this one is a. Ever since when they did sorry, I'm all over the place. Slow down, chew your food, think about what you want to say. When the popcorn bucket came out, that was the light up bat signal.
Yeah.
That one was like, I want that. Not because it's a popcorn bucket, because it's light up bat.
Yeah. Works with your display.
This Superman one follows under that same kind of thing where it's like, it feels in world. And yes, obviously it's smaller and all that other kind of stuff, but it just feels so niche and perfect that I need it, and we'll get into it.
We're becoming the #1 popcorn bucket YouTube channel.
The way this is, wow, God dang it, man! They got to stop. This is not even our first episode. Like, we've done multiple episodes about popcorn bucket. Like, it's ridiculous. Anyways, here we go. All right, Wonder Woman movie officially in the works. James Gunn officially confirms that Wonder Woman movie is in development as we speak. So that means, development can mean any way. They never really said how far. So probably in the middle of writing it. There could be some concept art going around. Show it to me. Let me approve it. I'll write. Wonder Woman's right. Wonder Woman's a separate thing to the already announced Paradise Lost HBO Max series, which is slow moving, but moving. Gunn says.
I hadn't heard of that show.
Oh, that was part of their original lineup.
Okay.
That was all part of that.
Not much is known other than the fact that it's a show. It's called Paradise Lost, which I assume to be a reference to Themyscira, Paradise Island.
Right. And so it's hang on, I think it actually mentions it here. Yeah. Okay. We're working on Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman's being written right now. So here we go. I would love to write Wonder Woman, but if they found out like a 40-year-old white man was writing Wonder Woman, I think they'd be like,
Joss Whedon all over again.
Should you be the one doing this? They'll be like, it's really cool. She kisses girls. I'm kidding. I wouldn't have her do that. But she could. I mean, but you know what I mean.
Anyway, it's not your call to make.
Right. It's not my call to make. Right. Gunn also confirms he has not yet cast the role of Wonder Woman in the new DCU, but he also adds that Superman, Batman, Supergirl, and Wonder Woman being crucial characters to the franchise. Well, no kidding. Like, those are like the ones. Like, I wouldn't say that those four. I wouldn't say only those 4 characters, but I would say that those 4 characters are incredibly important to us. Right now, I feel great about where those 2 characters are, and then we're dealing with the other 2. So it's like, okay, so obviously he's talking about Superman and Supergirl, which are already Superman's done. They wrapped VFX, everything. They are done. You have no idea how jealous I am. And so they're done.
They're on vacation,
right.
In their Hawaiian shirts.
Supergirl is being filmed right now as we speak, I believe. And I guess Batman must be being written right now too, I assume.
I don't know. I assume he's what James Gunn's referring to as, the 2 that he doesn't feel. He feels good about 2. The other 2, we'll see. I think Batman and Wonder Woman are those other 2.
Right. And I
hopefully he's not talking about the 2 movies that are being made right now.
Honestly, I just want the Batman 2. I just need that. Just give me that. Why is that taking so long? This is taking longer than a Star Wars movie. Well, back in the old days. Now Star Wars just gets grinded out.
Yeah, right.
I mean, God,
it's on TV every week,
right? And I'm here for it. But come on.
Like I've said though, I think a Batman TV show. I'm here for that. Like an Arkham City Knights adaptation, a la The Last of Us. That's what I'm looking for right now.
I honestly kind of wish now that they didn't cancel that Arkham series. If knowing what we know now, where they have pushed the start of Pattinson's Batman, I do wish that they did the Arkham series now, just to kind of help give us something, because the Penguin was so good.
Yeah, Penguin was great. I want Batman in it though. Like I don't want an Arkham series where it's like it's before, it's like the history of the asylum before Batman showed up. No. We've done enough of that. Give us just a Batman trapped in Arkham. He's trying to save the doctors and fight his way out, and that's what I want.
Yeah, I think that would still, and I would love that to be Pattinson as well, and give us a good introduction of everything. And hell, even if James Gunn decided he was going to do that, someone do it. Someone do it. That's it. That is it. Okay. Paradise Lost was initially announced in 2023 as part of the slate of films and shows that would comprise of the Gods and Monsters phase of the DCU, which I forgot that it was called Gods and Monsters, which now when you look at the Superman trailers and all that stuff coming out, now that's all clicking in.
There's kaiju, those are monsters.
Right. Well, even when you think of Creature Commandos, right? Like if that was like, oh, that must be the monsters part. It's just like, that's just gods, that must mean Shazam.
The next phase is ghouls and goblins. I can't wait for that one.
Because then it would be, see, now look what you've done. You've already derailed me, because I'm like, because then we get Zatanna, we get Dr. Fate,
Constantine,
Blue Devil, we get all of it. Give me all that. Okay. It was originally designed as a series for HBO, which is appropriate considering Max is now being rebranded back to HBO Max. Okay, I don't know why I mentioned that. With a story on Themyscira and about the genesis and political intrigue of the island of all women. Yo, if that's what that is, if we're getting Andor, but all women, give me that.
I don't know, political intrigue. You gotta. We'll see.
But it's Themyscira politics. Like these women are gonna beat the shit out of each other.
We will settle this in the Colosseum.
Yeah, it'll be muscle mommies, just like in headlocks. It'll be great. All right. In his earliest comments of the television drama, Gunn noted it's almost like Game of Thrones with Westeros, but with all the inhabitants of Paradise Island. Okay, so that's the news. That's it. What do you mean? No.
Everything's throwing little, Game of Thrones in here and there. I'm done. No more Game of Thrones vibe.
These are the ones I feel like are getting tossed around constantly as like, it's gonna be a little bit like Stranger Things, a little bit like Game of Thrones,
a little White Lotus,
a little bit of
Succession,
a little bit of Westworld, a little bit of Euphoria. It's like, okay, it'll be fine. But yeah, dude, I am just hearing that we're getting more of this. It gets me excited, knowing this is gonna sound totally mean, and I don't mean it that way, and it's gonna sound mean, but knowing that all this entertainment, now I sound like Hasbro Star Wars team. Now with all these shows and movies coming out that are going to be based on Paradise Island, Wonder Woman, it makes me really happy that Mattel is going to be taking over the line for DC, because we might actually see action figures of this stuff. So I'm all for it.
Yeah, it's exciting.
So I'm here for it. It gets me excited. Anything that's gonna you must be excited too. Like just.
Yeah, because I'm ready to get mean too. I'm gonna get ready for a hot take, Ryan. Oh. I don't think that we have cracked Wonder Woman in movies yet.
Go on.
I think we have two Wonder Woman movies, but I don't feel like it really like gets at like what makes Wonder Woman Wonder Woman.
Right.
Like I still feel like I don't know who Wonder Woman is, right? I think that the first movie was kind of, and I think that it's maybe a decision of setting, because like the first movie, and this is again hot take, like people are gonna disagree with this. I think like setting it in World War I versus World War II was
It was a choice.
A challenge because like we don't have there's like not a lot of relatability to World War One because
it's too far back, right?
Well, because there weren't movies. Like we have movies of the World War II era because the form had hit its stride at that point. So we have some sort of a sense of greater like kind of cultural connection to that era. Whereas World War One, it's like it's a little too far removed, I feel like, in terms of like the period. And if you're doing like a fish out of water story where you have a character who's from a land that is even further back into the past, and they're coming to like, you know, the modern world, it's just like that element of it like didn't really land for me.
It's kind of funny because I forgot it was World War One.
Yeah, well, because I think they were trying to avoid the Captain America comparison. I'm sure.
Whatever they're both wartime heroes.
Yeah, and
they should have just went. They should have just went for it. Just like, I feel like at that point too, DC was really on the defense, like of everything Marvel was doing. So, regardless of what was happening with the Snyderverse and everything else, as forward thinking and or whatever it was, groundbreaking storytelling, whatever the Snyderverse fans feel, I personally feel, even Man of Steel, all of it, I all felt like it was very reactive. And that probably is, you're probably right. Like, it's like, that's why they didn't do World War II. It was probably because of that. They should have. And I think like, yeah, and I think the one thing that didn't hit with me in that movie is that it fell into almost that trap that was going on at that time, like around 2013 to 2016, 17, maybe, where it was like, you have a very strong first two acts, and then the third act becomes this weird mishmash of like giant CGI monster battle.
Yeah, right.
And I think they should have just went with a full-on comic accurate Ares.
Yeah.
Where it was just a big dude in the helmet and an axe. And she's gotta fight this dude.
Yeah. It definitely suffered from, I mean, what a lot of first comic book movies suffer from, you know, weak villain, a little generic. But so then Wonder Woman 2, I think, was like a step in a much worse direction where again, like kind of bafflingly, they set it in the 80s, which is like, I don't like, why the 80s for Wonder Woman? Like, why is that? Why, like the 70s I could see, because that's like the Linda Carter TV show and stuff. Like that was when Wonder Woman was like a cultural culturally relevant. I mean, even that's like a little flimsy, but like the Wonder Woman 2 feels like something you would read in a trivia section about like an unproduced Wonder Woman script, where you're reading like, they were gonna make this, where she's like like a guy who grants wishes, and like, you know, there's
a genie. She's fighting a genie,
and like and they were gonna bring Steve Trevor back,
but inhabit somebody else's body.
Yeah, and they're doing like goofy like 80s stuff, but then like dark, like, you know, war stuff, and like they have like you know, the like Riddler from Batman Forever trope with the cheetah, or like, you know, she's just like
it was
like
all
a romantic nerd that, you know, becomes a villain. Like, yeah.
That movie was a huge disappointment. And I thought, if you're gonna go 80s on Wonder Woman, you go all out. Like, we're like synth soundtrack.
Yeah.
The not
big
quite
big
hair, but like not 90s neon, but that like almost the Grid, Tron style stuff, right?
Sure.
Like, you just own it. And also like, the trailer's great. I will say this: the Wonder Woman 2 trailer is great when they rock Blue Monday, and you're just like, oh yeah, here we go. But they didn't utilize even an 80s soundtrack. Like that's why I was saying, like for the score, do synth, but then like if you're gonna do needle drops, right? The fact that you're doing a Wonder Woman movie and girls just want to have fun isn't blaring out of her convertible is mind-blowing to me, right? So anyway, now that we're done complaining about those movies,
yes,
but you are right. I think there's that sense of like we kind of get the idea of what Wonder Woman is. She's an Amazon, she's got strength, but we never really got to like know her other than her obsession with Steve Trevor.
Right.
And which is another big issue I had with the ending of Wonder Woman. Her power of love, but all she thinks about is the first dude she bones, and she's not thinking about her mom. She's not thinking about the aunt who trained her, like her family who she loved. So
well, there's in the movies have this sort of like, there's this element where it wants to be this like indictment of the world, but it's also like recognizing that like you can't have Wonder Woman be like a sanctimonious character, so she has to like kind of recognize her own flaws. But I don't know, it's maybe a little too like heady, philosophical for a superhero comic book movie,
maybe. And I know Gal Gadot is not seen in the brightest light politically at the moment, but I mean she tried, and I mean she really tried to like represent that character even off screen. I mean during that time, let's make that clear. During that time, she was really trying to like be a good representative of DC and that character, and trying to be an inspiration to young girls. So I mean, I'll give her credit for that. But I mean, that's a whole other different type of podcast we need to get into.
But it makes me realize too that like I guess I don't really know Wonder Woman that well. Like I'm not even sure what I want out of a Wonder Woman movie. She's one of the big three. She's one of the iconic trinity of
that's the thing.
DC.
Like, I feel well. Here's the thing. This is one thing I told myself. This was like when I was in my mid to late 20s, and I said to myself, I remember being like, kept talking about, oh, Wonder Woman's great. And then I realized I can't name 5 villains. I can't.
Ares, Giganta, Cheetah,
right? That's where it ends.
Probably like Aphrodite or something.
Yeah,
like
but then after
evil,
that, you just get but no, that's it. You just start getting into Greek gods.
Yeah,
is really what it comes down to.
I mean, I don't know if I can name more than 5, or I don't know if I can name 5 Thor villains. Like I assume it's like the same. It's like but maybe that is it. Like is it that Wonder Woman is sort of this like, it's like the Greek myth. Is it like is it that's her world? It's like it's like Thor where it's Norse meets science fiction. Like is it ancient Greek myth versus meets the modern world? Like is that the key, or is that not even it? Like
right. No, you're right. Yeah, you're not wrong on that. Like it's one of those things, but we all like, and in a lot of ways too, there's a lot of people that probably cannot even name 5 Superman villains.
Wow, come on.
God, right? How many people? No, I'm not talking about people in the chat. I'm not talking about us. I'm talking about like the dude off the street who's just going to go to a Superman movie and be like, he's not asking for Toyman and Parasite like we are.
Yeah.
Right? He just knows Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
That's
maybe he knows Zod. Maybe he has heard the name Zod.
Hey, I bet you a 20-year-old might not know who Zod is.
Yeah, you're right.
Right? So but everyone understands what Superman is and what he represents. And I feel like Wonder Woman falls in that same category of like, we all know who she is, but more importantly, we know what she represents. And I feel like the Snyderverse kind of did both of those characters just a little dirty. Right? So it's but we'll see. I mean, we trust me. I work in film. They came in there with the best intentions, and you don't know who came in there and flipped the table and said it needs this, it needs this, it needs this. I don't think anyone strives to make any of these movies bad. I'll talk about it. When I was working this was back in 2015, 16. So I would have been working on Ghostbusters at the time. The studio I was working at was doing a bid to work on Wonder Woman. None of the VFX soups were available. They had me approving shots to send to Warner Brothers to win the bid. Congratulations. Nice. The studio won the bid. But then they put it out to Montreal and not Vancouver. So I didn't get to work on Wonder Woman. After all of that, I was so mad. I thought that was BS. But that was like a big thing where I'm like, why are you making me do this? I am not that dude. But I was giving notes to artists. It was really weird. Don't get me wrong. It was weird. But, so here we are. They got it. I remember them saying that their big focus was on Justice League at the moment. And they were like, you know what? Wonder Woman doesn't matter how it turns out because we're going to make our money on Justice League. It won't matter.
She's going to factor into all these other movies.
Right. So it didn't really matter. And I was just like, that kind of made me mad. But then you could see how well Wonder Woman actually did, because it did very well in the box office. And in fact, it actually got really well received outside of our nitpicks where we just went on and said the third act was shit. But it did well. Like, it was very well received. And, so I think by the time the second one came out, I think that's when all the fingers went in the pot.
Oh,
and everyone just went, well, I got to have my say. It feels like that's what I'm watching in that movie too, is a bunch of client notes of like, well, we need Steve Trevor back. He's part of the universe. So here's my thing. Should we start getting into the chat's fan castings?
Yes.
On this? Otherwise, we're just going to go on forever about these Gal Gadot movies. Patty Jenkins, who, by the way, is still an amazing director. She's still great. I just want to point that out as well. I still love Patty Jenkins.
Yeah.
Topher Khan, Rhea Ripley as Wonder Woman. She is for those who don't know, she is a pro wrestler for WWE. She is amazing. She is gorgeous, and she is jacked, and she's tall.
She looks just like the Terry Dodson Wonder Woman art.
Yeah. Dude, 100%. Topher Khan, I always wanted a new 52 adaptation. Agreed. Brian Azzarello was cooking with that series, and the closest thing we got was her eating ice cream, because he brought in the Wonder Woman's obsession with not obsession, but with ice cream. They never really mention it. All of a sudden there would just be a panel where she's just there chilling, eating ice cream, which that
was a cool, because that series definitely took the tactic of like, it's Greek gods in the modern world. It was very Jack Kirby, new god, kind of remind me of like the Eternals. And the Eternals are all the archetypes of ancient myth gods that have walked among us for aeons and live in the modern world. And it was that kind of a take with Wonder Woman and the Greek gods. It's interesting.
I have that whole series on trade, like on the bookshelf, like as like a prize pig. It is like that is a Justice League Unlimited joke, by the way. That is because I love that series. I love the designs for everybody.
Circe, that's another Wonder Woman villain. Sorry, the Wonder Pig.
Circe, yeah, 100%. Andrew from Getty's Toys cast Bix from Andor. Yes, 100%.
Wait, who is Bix?
She is. Hang on.
Is
I use my telephone. I don't feel like
Is she the actress that looks like she would be good as Wonder Woman?
Yes.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah. I agree.
She's like she's the main woman that is not Mon Mothma.
Okay.
Right? Bix. Kaylee. Yeah. Thank you.
She's got to be in the running, I would say.
She has to be. Right? And she plays strength really well too. And I think she'd be really good.
I do because like I do want to see like I would a like buff, like strong Wonder Woman would be cool to see, like just like a ripped, like
if this is part of our Ghouls and Goblins line.
Yeah.
I'm here for the Witch Boy movie. I am also.
I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet.
Actually,
at least it's like a Netflix series, HBO Max.
It should be. Oh, like I know we're getting a little bit of Agatha all along in that.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, give me Zatanna, give me Witch Boy, and give me Bacon McShag is saying, give me Etrigan.
Etrigan. Yes. Yeah. I mean, yeah. So much untapped goodness.
Right. Gatey's Toys, Andrew here. Remake the Kerry Russell cartoon Wonder Woman movie. You got me. Yep. Agreed.
Oh.
Right. Chris Bobinski. Maybe there's a White Lotus. that made me laugh.
They're gonna do it. They'll do it.
Yeah. Johnny Disco and Matt Bush kind of being like, yeah, they're probably avoiding it. They're agreeing with us there. Look at this. Right. Spitting truth.
Giving hot takes.
Yes, and it also squandered Max Lord.
Yeah, that too was like very weird. It was just like it was almost. It felt like when you like hear about like a leaked early script where it's like they make up a new villain for the movie. You're like, why is Spider-Man fighting like something called like Surge? Like what the hell? Like
why not?
What people really want is a completely made up villain and not one of the beloved rogues.
Yeah, I love how the chat's like, I can name Wonder Woman villains.
Silver Swan. You're just making stuff up. Come on.
Yeah. Come on. Right. Trying to go the world of man, or maybe just Joss Whedon. Oh man. Yeah, here we go.
Cute that script was rough.
Yeah, it was for sure. Cute Cult, the key is S&M. We gotta bring it back.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. Maybe that's the way.
Right. The King Panther. Me, doll. You're absolutely correct. That's a rare treat. You ask an average person on the streets, name 3 soup villains other than Luthor. You might get Thanos, Ultron, Rocket Raccoon.
You may not even get Lex Luthor these days, to be honest.
Right. Well,
people actually nowadays people probably say Batman. Like
Jenny Cock, that Wonder Woman would have made an amazing TV show, be like Xena meets Buffy vibe. Show.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing is like, yeah, is Xena, is that like the way to go with Wonder Woman? Like,
hey, you know what? I would not be mad if they put Lucy Lawless in that Themyscira show.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. Like it almost should to pay respect to Xena.
The Deadheads, Chelsea Green, the longest running U.S. Women's Champion in WWE from Victoria, BC, the island, as Wonder Woman. Chelsea Green, I don't know if I'd be able to take her seriously as Wonder Woman just because she's plays such a over the top character. But she is also a stunt woman. But so if she can't play Wonder Woman, throw her on the island at the very least.
The Rock and John Cena can't be the only wrestlers to make the transition to superstars of Hollywood.
Of Hollywood, I agree, and I think Alexa Bliss. She's tiny. I can't see her as Wonder Woman, but I think Alexa Bliss is starting to make that transition. Stacy Keibler was on the cusp of it, I think, and then she was like, "Nah, I'm done." Like she's just done. I'm just trying to think of who. I'm trying to think of like other wrestlers that could really like transition over. There's a lot, right? right? Jordan Grace is another professional wrestler. Great shout, right? Yeah, Jordan Grace is also very, very tiny.
Just use the trick photography.
Well, they do it for Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Right? They make Tom Cruise look like he's 6'10".
I know. Just, you build platforms, low angles, whatever.
Ignore
you can
the
make
fact,
it happen.
Yeah, right? Just ignore the fact that Tom Cruise's waist is up to, Ice Cube's shoulder. Fine. No one thinks anything of it.
Tight mid shots. Yeah. And I think that it could be interesting to see because Gal Gadot is definitely Wonder Woman, she definitely has a nobility to her. She has a grace. And we saw that in the previous movies, but there's also the warrior side. And I think that could be cool to explore is something maybe almost like Jason Momoa-esque, the kind of characters he plays, just a really tough kind of Wonder Woman before she's kind of become so heroic and noble.
Right. And even Monsters from Beyond, let's be honest, there's no way they're casting a wrestler. Again, that's probably very true. They're probably not. Country Boy Niner.
John Cena. I just got there's got to be
there's got to be one
female John Cena out there.
I fully agree with that. I think Chelsea Green's actually a pretty good shout because again, she's entertaining like The Rock and all that kind of I guarantee you she's going to be a huge, as long as nothing happens, she doesn't get injured or anything, I think she might be a huge deal in the next few years. Country Boy Niner, I used to think Gina Carano would have made a great Wonder Woman, but now
used to being the operative term here.
Used to be very clear. Used to be. Andrew, Gady's Toys. Gal also provided you don't need to be able to act to be Diana.
Well, we didn't want to say it, but
we didn't want to say it. Yeah, it's true. Just have a charming Steve Trevor nearby to overcompensate.
Yeah. That's the other thing. No Steve Trevor this time around. Just no.
We don't need it.
That derailed the other. I mean, Chris Pine is great. He's great.
Amazing.
I want to make that very clear. But they leaned on him to bring all the humanity, and I know that it's it's Wonder Woman is learning about human beings, but I do think that's I don't know that also sets up a barrier of relating to her as the protagonist, whereas Superman bypasses all of that by being raised on
a farm
in Kansas. It's they make him the most down to earth guy.
No, it's true. Who, by the way, is an illegal immigrant, so everyone be nice to him. All right. Luis Ballesteros, I want Jade Cargill as Storm for personal reasons. If you don't know who Jade Cargill is, Andrew, she is one of the most beautiful women on the planet who is also a pro wrestler. I'm gonna, dude. You know what? Screw it. Jade Cargill would make an amazing Wonder Woman, just straight up. So funny. You type in Jade Cargill is the first thing that comes up, and this woman is an incredibly dude. She has a presence about her. Again, she might, I don't know, I've never seen her act. She might not have any acting skills, but she has a presence where, again, she could play. Again, it's one of those cases where you could just have her in the background on one of this, and she just has a presence that's just oh damn, you are special, and I can't put my finger on it, but you are wow, right? It's
it is just it's weird that we're kind of in this era of where it's you need to be a part of the Royal Shakespeare Company to play a comic book character. It's
that's what it feels like.
In the 70s, or the 80s, they would have probably gone with
well, look at
wrestler,
Ringo, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Any of that stuff.
Arnold Schwarzenegger,
Quip is here. Thank you for being here, hanging out. Right? Everyone's Jade Cargill is Storm. I mean, she's got the white hair and everything. That is it, right? And I get that. Jade Cargill. Jed Gardner could be damn near anybody.
By the way, isn't there like a confirmed X-Men movie cast out there?
Like they've made announcements for they did all the chairs in 5 hours. That were like Fox X-Men, but I don't think they've. I missed it.
I'll have to look into this because I think there's like a list going around that said like these are the confirmed new cast of X-Men. I don't know. I could be. I maybe have gotten a misleading Instagram. Right. Oh, it's fit.
Mr. Michael T is shutting it down.
All right,
shutting it down. I want to put up this one from Chris Bruno as well, just because it's always nice to give Chris Pine some love. Chris Pine was a better Kirk than Shatner.
That is the hottest of takes. That is
hey,
radioactive take.
So my dad and I, we rewatched that Star Trek during Christmas break, and it is very entertaining. I understand that it's not like it's not as deep and as intellectual as like Star Trek. Like when you think about, and I mean, not every episode's a banger of Next Generation or, but there's always that certain like, I don't know, where it's more science fiction than science adventure. And Star Trek, they're trying
to do like a Star Wars kind of, thing, multiple levels of peril and all interlapping action,
Oh, did you ever see the Onion's review on that Star Trek movie?
No.
So they did a video of like people coming out of the, how they used to do like, oh, what did you think of the movie? And people coming out of the theater and talking about how great it was. And it was all a bunch of nerds, like stereotypical looking nerds coming out of the movie being like, if I want to see cool, attractive people doing cool, exciting things, I'd watch sports. Right? Like it was all stuff like that. And I was like, amazing.
And I want to clarify, I'm not knocking Chris Pine's performance as Kirk. He's great. He's always great. He's a hardworking guy. He always brings it. But Shatner is Kirk. Kirk is Shatner. Like you cannot separate the two.
Correct. No, I agree, and that's the same with that entire original cast. You can't look at them without thinking of those characters they played. Leonard Nimoy.
Absolutely, yeah. It's also
right.
Zachary Quinto, like he's fine Spock. Leonard Nimoy is Spock.
Carl Urban as Bones was really good.
I know, but at the same time, DeForest Kelly, there's no replacement.
Correct. Again, you're correct. There is no, and they did a great job. And quite frankly, I could have watched a fourth movie. Right, with like I could watch more movies.
You're just watching the TV show.
Yeah, well, I would have watched it because I did like for what that series was and who that cast was, with just everyone that they had. Like everyone had really big chemistry on that cast. But
Zoe Saldana was great.
But it's not. It ain't Trek. Do you know what I mean? Like it's great for what it is, but it's Anyways, we have completely run off the rails. Okay. Wonder Woman, we got it. I still say Sydney Sweeney should play every character. Do you have?
I don't know. Wonder Woman, I'm not so sure.
Fine. Who is there anyone that came to your mind when we went through some of these names here?
No.
No.
I'm drawn. I think it would have to. It'll be like Superman, where it's like I didn't know that actor. But it'll somebody young, new. I feel like there's like it's always hard to like fan cast that sort of thing because like there is such a you're looking for basically an unknown, right? Because like either somebody is already like taken off and they've made a name for themselves, or like that hasn't happened yet, or they've been around too long that it's like it doesn't feel new and fresh. So that's my feeling.
Yeah, Johnny Cox, Sydney Sweeney is the new Gambit.
Yeah, why not?
Why not? Let's do it. Let's hear what her accent sounds like. Yeah, she doesn't even need one. She's Sydney Sweeney. Who cares? Let's talk about the Marvel Legends reveal, and then we'll get into because we actually did a good conversation about that. All right. Let's let's get into the Marvel Legends San Diego Comic-Con exclusive announcement. We haven't talked about a lot of the exclusives coming out. There's that Surfs Up Chucky from NECA. This is completely out of, this is not in our lane. It made me giggle.
I love the NECA surfing theme. That's so good.
I'm digging it too. Even the turtle pack is so good. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I'm hoping there's more. But
those are good. Those are really shout out to our buddy Zelu 1984 who sculpted those turtles. I thought you couldn't possibly improve on the NECA cartoon turtles, but those look even more accurate than ever. I mean, without the shirts and if you look at that Michelangelo, you're like, damn, I'm gonna be buying a whole new set of cartoon turtles. Here we go again.
I love them with all their the shorts on and the shirts, and I'm just like, this is so much fun.
Yeah,
I'm really enjoying that. Okay, Marvel Legends.
I didn't realize there's video.
Well, this is not a video. This is just the picture that Dan Yun put up. I only wanted to share it because it's Dwight holding it, looking very enthusiastic as always. I really wanted to show this because of the room it's taken in, and I was wondering if I will ever get an invite to Hasbro where they go, "Hey Ryan, it's great having you here. You know what? Come into this room and take any 10 figures off."
It's the Ryan Dole shopping spree.
Yeah,
take a cart.
Yeah. You got 2 minutes. Fill it up.
Don't you have everything already?
I see a couple there I don't have. I see a couple. I don't have that year one Daredevil. I see that one. But so far the rest I have. So
you don't have that Savage Land SDCC set. So
that's right. I don't have that. I put Dwight in the cart. I don't have a Dwight.
You're gonna be making me figures now.
That's right. I tell you what to make. You're making X babies. Get on. Johnny Cocker with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Adding to the Savage Land Rogue Fund. Great show, gents. Thank you. No chewing is here too. Right. Thank you for being here. And Quip, it's like supermarket sweep. That's what it should be. Right. Let me in. It'll be fun.
Supermarket gatekeep.
Supermarket gatekeep. Yeah, that's gosh. I can't believe Jay Gladfelter calls me a gatekeeper. What a jerk. What a bully Jay Gladfelter is, right? It's what a jerk. But yeah, as you said, put this other photo up there as well, so you kind of get an idea. Put up the official photos, but this is still one of the most exciting reveals. So here look at
that pose.
Dude, whoever they got posing their women right now, clearly has listened to me before talking about you got to arch that back. And man, that's Psylocke, and now this one, they're just like, Joel's right, man. We got to start arching some backs here. This is again, Shadow the She-Devil. This is amazing. I wanted to read a sad comment about this when this was first revealed, because they kind of teased this and said, here's that Shanna the She-Devil. We're not going to tell you what it's coming with. This is it. And somebody left a comment on the Instagram that was like, her boobs aren't big enough. And I was like, what the hell? And then they're thinking of the Frank Cho covers. Remember when Frank Cho did this comic?
Yeah.
That's what they're thinking of. But I'm like, yeah, you're telling me this isn't big enough for you?
They're probably just being a troll. I mean, Marvel Legends, they get such nasty comments. I don't know I don't know when that happened, that they became such a troll magnet. But
yeah, I have no idea. I was just like, yo, this is great. Shannon the She-Devil is a great character, and now I'm in that panic mode of I didn't buy everybody for the Zabu Build-A-Figure.
Oh.
And so I think I only bought one figure from it, and I think it was Cable. Right? Because it was the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 Cable. I didn't even get
Rain Sinclair came. Wolfsbane was in that.
I didn't get her either.
What? You didn't?
Dude,
what does your X Factor shelf look like?
Weak.
Just one multiple man, I bet.
Yeah, let's see.
I only got one.
I will tell you here in 1 second. I just looked up the wave. Yeah, it was Cable. That's the only one I got.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I can't miss that. And then, because other shit comes out, and it comes out so rapidly that I kind of forgot about it. Then this comes out, and now I'm in complete panic mode to get the rest.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it is kind of weird that like Zabu was a Build-A-Figure. They did a Kazar, right?
The Kazar is part of that wave.
So
it's Kazar. It is. Hang on, I'll just let you know. It is Black Winter Thor, Kazar, the Red Widow, Ikaris from like the comic book Eternal.
Yeah. Ikaris.
Yes. Wolfsbane, and then the one that doesn't come with the Build-A-Figure part, Superior Iron Man. I can do without Superior Iron Man.
Yeah.
He's not colorful enough for my shelf. I don't like just. He's just. I don't know. Superior Iron Man just didn't do it for me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for whoever wrote it and designed it, and for the people who love the figure. No, it wasn't for me. I'm sorry. All right. My apologies.
So this is the ultimate mystery of this set.
Right.
The fact that it is branded for the Marvel Snap game, thus being a part of Gamerverse.
Yeah.
But it's also a SDCC exclusive.
Correct.
I don't know. It's there's a lot of ins and outs. Like what is the Gamerverse initiative? Is this something that allows them to
get away with shit?
Yeah, basically, because like they're doing the Marvel versus Capcom stuff that like they never went near previously, and now they're doing
Savage Land,
clad Rogue and Shanna, which they wouldn't do previously. I don't know, this Gamerverse loophole.
Gunnerverse. That's what it's called, right? Let's be real. But yeah, as you were saying, like this is the back of the package, which I think this is gorgeous. I wonder if there's a way I can make this bigger on the screen.
It's cool, and I like that. Are these the
These are the figures.
Renders of the figures, or
these must be renders. But I was like, even still, I find that this is gorgeous, and these pop.
Yeah, and so Marvel Snap is like a card game. So like, I wonder if these are going to be now in the game.
They must be in the game, but it's a mobile game. It's not an actual like card.
Right. No, but I mean these actual cards. I'm sure Savage Land, Rogue, and Shanna are in that game. That's why they're able to make figures based off of it. But I'm wondering now if like these new cards that they've made using the figures will actually be available in the game.
I would assume so.
It's cool.
I always kind of figured that because you know how like trading cards are a big thing and they're overpriced and they're grueling to get and they make me sad because I just want to buy one pack of cards, but a pack of cards is $50.
And you gotta fight a guy in a Walmart parking lot
to get it. Yeah, like it's brutal. But I always kind of thought like the way like toy photography has gone up like so high quality and gorgeous.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like when someone says toy photography, my first thought used to be catalogs and like Sears wish books, and
I think of like a toy with a little camera. That's what I think.
Oh, no, yeah. I would think of, because again too, like some of those like real Ghostbuster setups they would have for catalogs were gorgeous.
Oh yeah, beautiful.
And then, or if toy photography, what Kenner would do with Star Wars and their packaging, where they would create these scenes on the boxes for the Millennium Falcon and stuff.
Yeah, or toy commercials. Commercials. Have you ever seen the like commercials for like Hook?
Yes.
Like, does Steven Spielberg direct those? Like, they look amazing, and it's like storytelling. And, like, it's good stuff.
I am certain that Steven Spielberg directed a few of those G.I. Joe ones because they're very war appropriate. They're very good. The plus like and look out, it's Batman. Right? Like, all of those are so good and iconic. And I feel like cards, like I know that they're starting to do comic covers with renders for Toy Otter, for instance. And I know they've done some McFarlane toy photography covers at DC.
I'll say that 5 times fast.
Gee, no, thank you. I can't even say a sentence half the time without like slurring my words. I can't even believe that got out of my body. But I'm always surprised that Marvel has not really just kind of went in, got these amazing toy photographers that are doing stuff like 1/6 Shooter.
Yeah.
Why isn't 1/6 Shooter doing Marvel covers? Like, and then you think of like what High School Creations does for backgrounds, where he makes like the streets. So you've got guys like him that are making that stuff. Then you've got all these amazing toy photographers doing toy photography. Like, Marvel should be utilizing this, especially when they got such a major brand with Marvel Legends and with Star Wars.
Yeah.
Where is it? So I don't know. I'm putting it out there. If anyone from Marvel is listening tonight, hanging out with us, I'm just throwing that. The ball is in your court. That's my pitch. Utilize these amazing creators because they're doing great stuff. Hell, man, I would love to see a Mondo get a cover, like a Spider-Man cover, like that one of like that shot of Venom and Carnage fighting. I was like, yo, make that a cover. That's a cover.
That's a great idea. I mean, like, so we our poster side, we have done covers for DC. Last year we did a Swamp Thing cover. It was amazing. It was like a really cool honor to get to do that. But yeah, that would figure covers. I think you're on to something.
Action figure variants. Chat, sound off. Is that something you'd like to see? Let us know. Let us know. Because I know I would love to see it. Let's keep going. Here is
there's a pose.
Like I said, they're arching backs and they're arching them hard. These,
I don't think even Jim Lee drew this one.
Yeah, right. Like, well, I'm thinking like that's as arch as it got. This is the re-release of the comic. I can bring it up. I brought up all my
Dole's first the comic that created Ryan Dole right there.
So spoiler alert, I'm gonna be on Toy Geeks coming up in the next like 5 weeks or so. I'm gonna be doing 1991 of the real Ghostbusters. Ooh. Which again doesn't have a lot in there that year.
It's no 1988, but 91.
Dude.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, and Alex Brewer's on the latest episode of Toy Geeks for Real Ghostbusters 1998. Craig Goldberg's did 1987 the week before. It's really fun stuff. Please go check it out. But in that 1991, it's kind of funny because it was like we're going to be talking about Ecto Glows. That's the only thing that came out that year. And Jay was talking about, I didn't even know how those came out. It's something I didn't know until the internet was created. And I was like, I'm sitting here listening to him like, I knew. And how did I know? Because I got a Comic Scene magazine. I found a website that had scans of that entire issue. And that magazine is what got me to buy comic books, which led me to this, which then is now leading us to this. So after that episode airs, so sometime in August, Alex and I are going to go through the scans of that magazine, Comic Scenes Magazine, issue number 17. Jim Lee did the cover, 1991. This is the transition. This is everything. I call that magazine, this is a canon event of my life because
you simultaneously it led you to becoming Ecto Glow Elite and Savage Land Rogue intelligent.
It is insane. I think of that magazine, how much it guided me to I was collecting Marvel Series 1 at that point, but I still wasn't really buying comics. Right? And I think when this issue came out, it was before X-Men Series 2, so I think I was still buying Marvel Series 1 at this point. So I'm still just getting into that groove of comics. Then I find that magazine and my whole life changed. That had my first thing of like Tim Drake was in there. everything that's ended up like guiding me to my future was there. If I never found that magazine, I might be into like hockey or something. I don't know. Like, I seriously wonder, like, if I didn't find that magazine, what would my interest be? Like, it's so weird. Like, but we'll get into it.
You got to do like a Barry Allen from the Flash movie. And you got to go back and
where I stop myself.
Yeah, and then it's just you and the non-comic book aware you going on an adventure together.
Yeah, and be like,
who
dude,
is that Ryan Dolt?
Yeah, who knows? Maybe if I didn't find that magazine, I'd be married with kids in Saskatchewan. You know, working a job that's not like stressing me out. Thinking toys are for kids. You know, who knows? Because like that was the magazine too that said like adults collect toys. Like that, it was everything. Yeah, and assistant manager Tim, right? Yeah, in Warman, Saskatchewan. Who knows, right? This is kind of funny, right? The 5739 Ashland Rogue is Ryan's inside out lust. Yeah, that's what it is.
Is lust there's no lust in Inside Out?
No. In his Inside Out there is. I don't know which one he downloaded, but it might be the right one. Andrew's Gatty's Toys. That comic was the Spider Bite or Parents in Crime Alley. That's so good. Finding out that mag was Ryan's canon event. Yeah, dude, it seriously was.
That's how I became an anchor being.
That push, Dole giving away too much info if time travelers want to disrupt his.
I know. I had the same thought. You know, could happen.
Hey, could happen. But if that happens, I'm still this Dole living out this timeline. So it's here we are. Here we are. Anyway, here's Savage Land Rogue. Yeah. Here she is again. Another good squat and knife photo. I don't know, man. I am all for this. This is my jam. There's the Sauron. Ah! Dinosaurs are cool. That's what he's.
Now this is it's from what I can tell a full reuse of their previous Sauron. Do you have that Build-A-Figure Sauron?
Yeah, but I'm not digging that out from the shelf. Are you kidding me?
It's a great figure, really good.
It is amazing. That was so before X-Men started making, before Marvel Legends started making X-Men again, I was never really striding out to get Build-A-Figures. I was cherry picking. And then the Build-A-Figure wave for Juggernaut came out.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, guess I'm in. And I never looked back.
Yeah.
And then
you mean that's the one that was like the, we're Colossus. Back, baby. You got like, was it was Kitty Pryde.
Yep.
And Rogue,
Wolverine.
Obviously that great Rogue,
Wolverine.
Yeah.
Colossus with a beard, I think.
Yeah, that's weird.
Cable,
yeah, the like AVX Cable.
Yeah, the AVX Cable. That's right. That's what it was. And
Iceman, with the spiky hair.
Yeah,
so cool.
Right, great kickoff wave to be like, Disney bought Fox. We're back, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was and I believe that's. Hang on. Here's another canon event. That was Ryan Ting's first toy fair as part of the Marvel Legends team.
Wow.
That wave. It's amazing how we're all interconnected here.
Yeah.
Funny how that works. And then and that was it. And this Build-A-Sauron was part of a Deadpool wave.
Right. Yeah. It had Bishop and Lady Deadpool and X-23.
Yep. And boxer shorts Deadpool.
Yes.
Right. Like that was like, oh, so you're getting me to buy Deadpools, are you? Well, you managed it. You did it. This was again, just this is all
wait, I have to this is absolutely that's Sauron's expression after he realized the Psylocke and Thanos 2-pack sold out in 5 seconds. That may be the exact opposite of the Juggernaut wave that we just talked about. That was like, because I missed out. Ryan, I'm going to admit to you, I completely missed out on the Psylocke. I'm one of the many who did.
Oh man,
and
so
maybe I'm out now. Maybe that's like,
this is it. That's it.
The end. Like that's like, well, if I can't get that Psylocke,
my gut told me at that time. I was in such a rush to get it. I'll explain the story here in a second. In my gut, I was like, fuck, should I just get 2? Fuck, just get like, and this was like as I'm like typing in like my credit card number, right? Like blah 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 purchase. And it was like the moment I hit it, I was like, I should have got 2, but then all of a sudden you hear ding, 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 like your work messenger going, and you're like, oh God, I just and because when I woke up, it went on sale at 6 a.m. my time. I wasn't even awake.
Yeah.
I was sound asleep, excited, dreaming about Psylocke and Thanos. I was fine. I wake up, I find out it already went on sale, and it was sold out across the board everywhere. And I was like a little bummed out. So I messaged the guy at eCollectibles of just kind of like, hey, are you getting more down the line? Because sometimes it's one of those things where it's like, we sold out, but we're probably getting more in like maybe like a couple months or whatever, because that sometimes happens. They show up again. And then he was like, I'm putting more up on order at 1 p.m.
Whoa, really?
And I went, and so I posted about it. Like I wasn't sure, like, well, I'll keep kind of hitting refresh just in case it goes up earlier. So the moment they went up on sale again, I bought it. I quickly shared the link on Instagram of like, they're back up on eCollectibles. Go get them.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how quickly they sold out.
I thought it's a Target exclusive though, right? Or not? Or is this a Canadian?
It's a Canadian thing.
Okay.
It's a Canadian thing.
Yeah.
But
they didn't come back on no Target app.
Right. And they went up on EB Games up here, the whole bit. And it was a Canadian bloodbath, sir. These things. But he was saying, like, hang on, I'm going to tell you what he wrote me. By the way, I also used code toying around, and I got 5% as well. Just asking, he's like, we ordered 4 times more than we pre-sold. Meaning,
as backup,
backup, and they sold out of all of it.
Not surprised,
right? And then like they're hoping to get more on online sales, and I was just like, I just said, dude, congrats, man. Like,
I'll tell you what, it's gonna be real easy to get Thanos on the aftermarket. That's gonna be a real cheap figure,
right? And it was one of those things that morning too. Like I went for like an appreciation walk that I'm still alive and have my health because I was depressed. I went around like Lost Lagoon, of course, and I was like, you know what? If I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't. And I was trying to like, it was one of those, like, I don't usually have that toy FOMO because usually it's like, you know what? Sometimes you just miss out. Like I missed it on that Cantina set that came out not too long ago. I was bummed out about that, but it's okay.
Yeah.
And then, but this one, for the same reason you were saying, like, oh, man, I don't know how I'm going to get remotivated again after missing this.
Yeah.
It's like,
I want to take all my Marvel Legends, just throw them off the shelf.
Yeah, like I
don't want to see it anymore. I got this dumb old Moth-X Psylocke, doesn't fit the rest of them.
Yeah, it's yeah, man, it was a bummer. It was like, and he's kind of like the guy who collectibles too. It's just like, I hope the rest of them do this well. And I think Venom and Captain America are going to do well, but I don't know if they're going to do.
The Wolverine sold it. I missed out on the Wolverine. I mean, that one was on me because I was like, it's Wolverine. They'll make enough of him. I'll be able to get. Nope. He's long gone.
What do you mean? Where did they sell out of him from?
On Amazon.
On Amazon.
That was Amazon and Hasbro Pulse. Both sold out.
Damn. Okay. Right. So, but I want that cap more than I want the cap in that blue Venom. I need that more than I need the Wolverine Spider-Man or Silver Samurai. I mean.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what I was thinking. I mean, that Wolverine figure looks so cool, but I was like, I've got they have a good Wolverine in Marvel Legends. Like,
yeah. So I was just kind of like, that one's not so bad. Like, yes, he could crouch. Great. But I mean, like, yeah, Kevin's nailed it, right? Gamerverse, the sleeper hit of 2025. Agreed. But like, Gargantos comes out this week too, I think, on pre-order, or next week. Yeah, I think he's going to be another popular one. Like, even though he's like a big deluxe figure, so it's
because that one I don't even really care about the character, but it just looks like such a cool toy. Like
a lot of people are feeling that, and I've heard that. Like, you're not the first to be like, you're not that's not an original thought, Alex. That's what I'm trying to say. But I can't wait for that one. Yeah, we'll see. Like, it's where's my Mango Sentinel? That's which is another great. That's like an Evo fighting game tournament thing, right? Mango Sentinel. He's that orange color palette.
Oh.
I hope they make a deluxe Sentinel.
I'm sure they will.
Right? I think now they will. I think now that they know. But I was wondering too if they could, because that's very much a Capcom design.
Yeah, but it's the Sentinel.
But it's also Marvel,
it's
right?
Marvel. Yeah. I'm sure they retain, because they're all Capcom redesigns technically, yeah.
Right. So
yeah, no, I don't know. Maybe they might have to change if they change like 2 things. Maybe that's, who knows.
Yeah, maybe they'll have to do it. Just call it Gamerverse, right? Just call it Gamerverse. All you got to do, snap that. That's all you got to do. Yeah. Let's go quickly to speaking of what rhymes with mango, Mondo.
And Marvel.
By the way, nice classic cover. Mark Bagley. Yeah. Dude, Mark Bagley to me is still my quintessential Spider-Man artist.
Yeah.
I think Eric Larson is up there too. But when I close
John
my
Romita
eyes,
Sr.,
John, of course, I'm saying, like, when I started buying comics, when I said I'm going to venture out of X-Men for 1 minute, and I'm going to be risky and buy a Spider-Man comic. The first Spider-Man comic I bought was with the Tri-Sentinel, which was also Mark Bagley's first Spider-Man comic.
Wow.
Dude, amazing how all this shit works together, right? Another canon event. I'm just going to release all my canon events. Just like, stop me. Go for it, Time Machine, man.
What I really love about looking at the shiny foil cover of this poster is that it feels like a symbiote. It's got that kind of like shifty like sheen to it that, like, really, I'm looking at it's like, yeah, that's like Carnage is like alive on there.
It's very accurate. It's very saying it symbiote. Let's get into this beautiful.
You say symbiote or symbiote? Or symbiote.
Symbiote. That's what.
Symbiote.
See, now I don't know what I'm saying anymore. These goddamn movies messed up my everything.
Symbiote.
My lord. Symbiote. Nice. I like that. I dig that. Here we go. Carnage. Was this teased at any point? Did you guys do a reveal of this? Like,
yeah, we showed the Paint Master at WonderCon, which was like a resin 3D print Paint Master. But this is like the fully ready to go figure, and he's all articulated. And he's got all his stuff, and yeah, I got to sculpt this guy, and
that's a really funny quip. Shut up,
symbiote.
Yeah, he was bullying me.
Symbiote sounds Canadian.
Did you watch Geeked Out Life on Sunday where Quip was like, Ryan Dahl is dead weight and I hate him?
Oh, yeah, right,
dude.
Starting the beef.
I was
you
like,
guys
dude,
gotta get in the ring.
I'm like, why is everyone trying to start beefing with me? Like, Hatter is, Quip is like, leave me alone. I just want to make this fantastic
embrace. You gotta embrace your like heel turn, and you gotta become the hate keeper.
The hate keeper. Yeah. Right. I was like, what did I do to everybody? Like, do I have that energy of like, come on. God, I hope you never get Ectoglows, Quip. I hope you never get that. This is quite the array.
Yeah.
Accessories.
Look at all those squiggly tendrils and stuff coming off of everything. Each one lovingly replaced by yours truly.
Oh, nice. Okay.
But-
Okay. Take me through all of it, please.
Yeah, so I'll start at the top left and just work my way down. So he comes with his like, so in the cartoon, sometimes he has like the 3-fingered hands, and other times he's got totally 5-digit hands, and then other times he's got claws. It's like varies so wildly from. I think that they couldn't decide on which like model sheet to use, and they just went with all of them for him. So yeah, it was like kind of hard, like finding the like solid reference for Carnage like throughout the episodes. It was like a little bit of a challenge to like get to figure out what to do, but yeah, so we've got all the hands you could want. We have the, just like with what we did with Venom, where you get like a fully unmasked Cletus Cassidy head with his
amazing.
like just maniac murderous grin, and then you've got one where it's like where the symbiote is coming off of him. It's kind of revealing his face, and there's even this kind of like fun thing where like one of his like eyes like open wider because it's almost like being like pulled back. Like I really want to like kind of push the sort of craziness, violence of everything about Carnage. He comes on with that little like, it's like a clip-on back thing. It's similar to what we did with Venom, if you have him, the like symbiote thing that clips around him, but this one has all of these crazy tendrils coming off.
Are they bendy wires? Or are they?
They're not. We couldn't do bendy wires with these just because of the the size and whatnot. But but they are sculpted to He does come with 2 other tendrils that you can wrap around his arms or his legs if you want kind of like a full body, like everything's coming off of him kind of thing. And then he comes with below that is like the little we're calling like the little buddy symbiote, which is, this is before the symbiote is like taken over Cassidy, and he's
he's just hanging out.
He's just hanging out. Yeah. It's fun, or maybe it's like he's like been like they've extracted him and he's trying to run away. And then he's got the head that's on the figure here in the shot, which is like his smiling, just like a creepy kind of smiling. I guess he's always smiling, but this is like a little bit more of like a grit, like a wry grin. Then he's got like the more standard like mouth open head where he just is always like he's got this like kind of muppety thing, and then he's got like a crazy head where it's like all the sort of lines are like squiggling out on him, and he's like it's like from one shot in the show, but it just like looks so cool. It has that kind of like Maximum Carnage vibe.
Oh, dude, all the photos gave me that vibe. Yeah.
And he's got a scythe arm that you can attach on, a scythe axe, and a arm axe and a shield that like on the back, you can't see it, but on the back of the shield you can actually see one of his hands that's kind of like morphing into it. And that like attaches onto his wrist. So I was referring to him as skinny Clayface. Well, I worked on this guy like right after Clayface, I think. So it was like I had my practice on the shape-shifting attachable weaponry.
That is thank you, Toying Around, for the $2.79 Canadian. Seeing if the super chat ups my XP. I guess that's the thing. I guess that's happening on our channel too. Okay, good to know.
Oh, I'm interested to see who wins.
I like this Bacon McShake Q green Jello. So I don't know if you noticed this on my stories. I put Carnage Rules, the song that they did for Maximum Carnage, with my post for this figure.
Nice.
The other fun fact with that, so when that game came out, Maximum Carnage, my parent, because I guess at the real Canadian Superstore back in the day, if you bought a certain amount and had a coupon, you would get free things. Could sometimes be t-shirts, posters, whatever, like promo stuff. And my parents would always grab it because it would always be stuff based on video games or movies or whatever. And that particular time they went to get groceries, I came back from school, and there was a pack of cards, which was Maximum Carnage cards based off the video game. And
wow.
And a single cassette with Carnage rules on one side and Rock and Roll Pumpkin on the other side of green Jello with a Maximum Carnage case. And and I used to like, I still listen to those songs. I think of Spider-Man every goddamn. It is like rooted in my veins. I wouldn't call this necessarily a canon event.
Yeah, we're having a lot of canon events.
Yeah,
and that is why. That's why you changed your middle name to Carnage, though, right?
That's right. Yes,
that's why you're
Ryan
Carnage Dole.
Yeah, but it was it was again, like I said, like a lot of nostalgia happening on my end tonight. I don't know what the hell's going on. I hope everything's okay.
You're crying looking at Carnage. I don't know.
Right? Yeah. Please tell us more about your perfect childhood. We're not jealous.
When you'd come home from school and there'd just be like a present for you waiting there.
It's kind of true, because like I remember here's another one. You want here's another good grocery store buying thing that my parents got me. The Mortal Kombat 2 came out, and I got this movie poster size Mortal Kombat 2 poster for, like, it's like, oh, this was free with groceries, and it was this big Mortal Kombat 2
That's awesome.
Poster. It was hanging up on my wall all through high school. Like, man,
this is some grocery store.
Dude, it's the superstore, the real Canadian superstore. Nothing beat it. There was another one too I remember I got, and it was a Donkey Kong Country shirt, and it was just a big picture of Donkey Kong on it. I wish I still had that shirt.
Dude, this is like the treasure trove.
Dude, it was. And it was one of those things where it's like, yeah, you spend this much, because again, we lived on the farm. So if my parents went to the city to get groceries, it was enough to get groceries for like a couple weeks. So they were like all that stuff. So if I wish, I don't know, like that shirt's got to be long gone, but man, dude, that shirt, if I had it today, it was probably, I tried to sell it online as a vintage Donkey Kong Country shirt, $300 easy.
I'm not gonna pretend I'm not going to Google it after we get off here.
Oh man, I've never even tried to Google it. It's because now we were talking about Maximum Carnage, all these memories like of that era, just Super Nintendo era, just like poof, 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 poof.
What would I Google, like grocery store Donkey Kong shirt?
I don't even know what to Google for that.
Donkey Kong Country Ryan Dole shirt.
Ryan Dole, Donkey Kong Country, right? It'll be pictures of me at Universal Japan that someone just randomly has.
And back to Carnage. If it's not clear, the black parts of him are sculpted on; they're not painted. So it's not just. It's a little bit of 3-dimensional look to it. I just love like Raul Barrero, who takes a lot of our photo. Like he did these photographs. He's Masters of the Universe Photography on Instagram. Definitely follow him, because he'll even post like kind of like extra photos that we don't necessarily use on our site, and behind the scenes stuff, and it's really cool. But I just like love the personality he got out of Carnage in these pictures. Like Carnage just looks like he loves being Carnage. He is just that's the character, right? It's like Venom is all conflicted because it's like his hatred of Peter Parker is kind of like turning him to the dark side. But like Cassidy and Carnage are like in full alignment. It is just, let's be crazy and bad and evil and do all this. And so he just looks like he is having a blast in every one of these pics. And I just love it. Like he just, I wasn't even having worked on him, I wasn't expecting him to make me so happy looking at him in these photos.
This photo in particular got me just gave me the ooh. Because it has it has so much character to it. Like there's a little bit of sass, but there's also a little bit of like cockiness in the shot of like I will kill you. Like
he's got one leg up. He's gonna like start dancing his way over to you to kill you. Like that's that's what's gonna happen next. And I love this. It's like the three guys all fighting.
This is great too.
Yeah. So you can really have all the tendrils going nuts, or just be a little more, play it back, and just you use just those two to kind of clip around him, whatever.
I love this Spider-Man. It is like this is like a deluxe version of the one we got from McDonald's. You know what I mean? Like this.
Yeah, that's what that. Yeah, I just want that, like that 90s feeling to read, and I look at this though, and Spider-Man's kind of like, do you think I could just go home? Like maybe my two enemies will just take care of things for me. Like
we got this, and Spider-Man's like, I guess not.
Yeah. And now Venom's like, yeah, get him,
kick his ass,
buddy. Hi.
Hey, bye. What's going on?
Bye.
Hey, quit following me.
He's like that one insane weasel from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Like,
yes,
that's Carnage's energy.
Hey, when is Mondo making the weasels from Roger Rabbit in one second?
That'd be so fun. Or squads.
Yeah, dude. Let's
awesome. Yeah, Cassidy's again, and Cassidy's hair, Cletus Cassidy's hair in that series is completely different from frame to frame. So.
Yeah,
he's also a buff. He's like, I love this one. They're like, it's me. You got me.
Yeah. Busted.
He's also just like, he's the most buff Carnage that I think has ever been done as a figure, because he's always depicted as like a spindly guy, but in the cartoon he was like pretty buff, so it was fun getting that, like, and he and Venom look really fun next to each other as the sort of like two big bruisers that coming for Spider-Man. This is at the Star Wars cantina after after they just got done beating up Spider-Man.
Yeah. Did you see Spider-Man? He was like so upset. Yeah. Oh, this is great too. Great use of the accessories for Spider-Man in this too.
Yeah. Yeah, Raul, he's just the best. This was the teaser.
Come on. I know, but it's so good. So good. So good. Again. The clip-on stuff, like when you see it on, it just, you get it. Like when you see it separately, like off to the side, you're kind of like, what is that? Then when you see it on, you're like, I get it.
Yeah, exactly. And it is like, it is a friction fit. So it's like, and when you're sculpting, it's like, you got to make sure that weight is like distributed and that it kind of goes across the body, but doesn't look too obvious. And it was a little easier with him to kind of be able to blend it into the sort of black markings he already has. But
yeah. Question.
Yeah.
Because everything is raised. You've got a lot of portraits or heads, different heads that come with them.
Yeah.
How long does something like Carnage take?
That's a good question. I can't really, it's hard to remember.
You don't clock your hours?
Well, I'm working on multiple figures at once, like at different various phases. And like, sometimes you're waiting on, to get, notes or whatever, you're waiting on approvals. So I don't really like pay. I mean, usually it takes like for a figure, it's like a month, is about what it works out to be. Just if I only worked on just that figure, it would be like, I think a month of work. Cause I mean, the part that takes, so especially with the animated figures, like articulation and engineering takes a lot of the time, because you're trying to to find ways of not breaking up the design and the silhouette, but still having it function, having things move, and have your clearances work out. And so that, finding that balance of like the aesthetic versus and the functionality takes a lot of time. And every character is different. It's like, because everything is bespoke tooling. And there's no reuse, so it's like every character. On the one hand, it's great because we can be like as faithful as we possibly can be to the show, but it also means that every figure is like a brand new challenge for the most part of trying to fit articulation to the sculpt. So
because it always blows my mind that you're able to do like X-Men 97, you're able to do Spider-Man, you're able to do real Ghostbusters, Batman animated series, and doesn't matter what style it is, you knock it out of the park every time. That is such a being on model is such a skill. Like it's one thing to be able to design and have your own style, but it's another to be able to replicate. It's like a person who can play multiple instruments. That's what this that's what this feels like to me, that you're able to do that, and I'm insanely jealous of your skill.
Oh,
because if I could do this is all I would do. That's all I would do all the time. It'd just be like, hey, I want to draw Ronald McDonald's Batman animated series. Bang! That's all I would do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm always super impressed and just like blown away by what you're able to do, Alex.
It's funny because they are like so Batman the animated series, highly stylized, everything's very smooth, very clean. X-Men the animated series is more detailed, and Spider-Man is like right there in between, where it's like, it is somewhat representational, but also has a kind of like simplification in a lot of areas, and it's like it's so it's like each one kind of brings its own set of challenges and specific things. So
bonkers. Again, here's some close-ups on the joints, looking good, looking sharp, buddy.
Hands take a long time to like, because when you're doing multiple hands, like because you have to like pose each one to and you have to resculpt all the fingers, and it's just like that could and even just like making like the carving out a wrist joint for each hand takes a lot of time.
Yeah, this is
I love getting to do those, like anything that's like kind of animated, and it's really fun.
Dude, the eyes look so good. Like they really, really do. There you go. There's your hands. There we go. The pull back. Just, dude, this is perfect.
Because mouth is being pulled back. Yeah.
Every time, man. Every time. Like so
this guy.
So good. Dude, I'm so stoked. I'm very excited to see what Mondo's gonna have next month in San Diego. I'm excited for all the net reveals leading up to it as well.
I don't think anyone's ready.
There
you can see the hand on the other side of the shield.
Yeah, there it is here. Again, that looks awesome. Yeah, dude, I am not ready for, like, it's weird. Like, I'm not like crazy excited about San Diego. Like, I'm not like super pumped, but I am like excited, nervous in that sense of like I want to see what comic books are going to get announced. I'm excited to see what you like, Mondo, like not just you and not just like, but just across the board, what Mondo's going to have, what NECA is going to have. I know Mattel's not going to have anything yet, but I mean, like, I just want to see. I'm just excited about these announcements. Like, I just don't think.
The first few days are definitely like crazy overload. Like it's like 5 Christmas mornings all rolled into one. But then like usually like Saturday and Sunday, it's a little more like you get to kind of just process it all. You've had time to process it, and then it's like going back and enjoying and taking a closer look at things, and it's gonna be really fun.
Yeah, I think I'm just more excited to see everybody. I'm just me pulling you away from the booth, and Peter and Hector getting mad at me. And
yeah, it's gonna be a blast.
Yeah, it'll be good. Yeah, Alice will be there too with us, and you have homework too, by the way, which you still haven't done.
Yes, right. I gotta get on that.
Right. Chris Bruno. Most of all, Ryan has a massive arcade challenge in San Diego. We have not been able to find the arcade booths. And Hatter and I have talked about it.
Story.
I'll be honest, like so far, every barcade that I've looked up, and also I'm like, I don't know when we're gonna do this. I guess maybe Friday night or whatever.
So
maybe
you're looking for a barcade that has X-Men, the X-Men arcade game.
Yeah, the X-Men arcade game. Like I know it's like people brought in Marvel vs. Capcom 2 out of nowhere.
Yeah, I'd heard that was the challenge.
Yeah, but it's actually who can get furthest in the side-scrolling X-Men game on one quarter or on the first play, right? That's the challenge.
But if you
right?
can't find that game, I think
Yeah.
you're gonna have to play X-Men Marvel vs. Capcom 2. You guys just gotta bring your Switches and
yeah,
make it happen.
It's just gonna be how it has to be.
There'll be a street fight.
Oh, Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not like because I want to do it, but I also realized this is Jay Glatfelter's fault, like everything in my life, it seems. And you know what? He can figure it out. Why am I putting the work in? I'm the one that got thrown into this, as per usual.
I think that
life.
It sounds like you and Jay need to settle your differences in the arcade arena.
Winner gets his wife. That's what it's going to be. That's what it'll be. Then he who gets the wife gets the cyborg. That's how it works. When I opened up my Instagram to go check out the message from eCollectibles, this is what opened up. And it is from Jim Lee. And it's a bunch of comic creators on set for Superman.
Oh, that's awesome.
With Superman and Lois and James Gunn and everybody else. I was trying to see who's all in there. I don't think I see Dan Jurgens or Tom Grummett, and that made me sad. Oh no, Dan Jurgens is there. He's right in the middle. As he should be. He's Dan Jurgens.
Yeah.
Mike Carl was another one. I was like, come on, man. Where's I understand you can't bring everybody.
Yeah.
But Kevin Maguire's there, which I think is very important. I hope that there's pictures of Kevin Maguire and Guy Gardner together. In fact, I hope there's a picture of Kevin Maguire punching Guy Gardner.
Absolutely. If they don't do, I mean, they're kind of doing a Kevin Maguire homage in that picture because it's all of them standing there looking up. That's awesome.
That is what that is, right? And so again, you know what? For those, if you find us, if anyone here is going to San Diego and you see Alex and I, or Alice, any three of us, well, Alice and I will be together the whole time. But I mean, if you see us three at any point in time, we are going to have our cards with us. So you get a Gotham City Tonight card. They're just business cards, but we're getting them made.
We'll throw them like Gambit. We'll just.
We are. If Kevin Maguire is at the convention, we have to get him on this show.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I think he is that's my whole goal. Like look, I'm excited to see everybody. I'm excited to get all this toy news and go to these panels and stuff. I am mostly going so that I can go to all of these comic creators and be, please, Lord, be on our show. Be on our show. Be on our show. Because it's hard to message people cold because if they're not following you on Instagram, they're not checking their messages. They're like, oh, who's this creep?
It's hard to get people on a show.
It's hard. Mitch Garrett, he'll text me back until I ask him if he wants to come on the show this week. But I can text him about anything else and he replies instantly. So it's just so maybe I got to just bug him more. I'm hoping Tom, who do you hope is there? I hope Tom King is there. That's one of my big hopes.
Oh yeah, dreams. I'm sure everyone's going to be there. Everyone shows up.
Do you ever have time to go through Artist Alley while you're there?
But I get too starstruck. I can't,
then you'll come through with Alice and I, and we'll
you guys have to push me up to the. I saw Eric Larson and he was holding his pen in the special way, and that's enough for me. I was like, I saw it, amazing.
It did it.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, because I know that's the big thing. Because Alice was like, oh, it's I want to do Artist Alley. I'm like, girl, that's the main reason I'm going is Artist Alley. We will get we'll probably spend more time in Artist Alley than we will on the show floor.
You can spend a whole day in Artist Alley easily. Just looking.
I think that's mostly the plan. Like on our just on my end alone, it's just like because I have a feeling like I'll see the Hasbro guy. Like I'll go to the Hasbro panels, and I'll schedule around there. But it's kind of like we'll go hit these panels. We'll go hit the show floor when after the stuff gets revealed. But I pretty much I'm hoping to spend all of Saturday in Artist Alley. Most of Friday and all of Saturday, and then just drag you along with me and be like, this guy works for Mondo. Actually, one thing you have to steal for me from Mondo is one of the Mondo shirts, like the crew shirts.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I'm going to need one of those because I'm just going to, the only thing I'm going to pack for the convention is my Marvel Legends crew shirts. I'm going to make sure everyone thinks when I'm on the show floor that I work at Hasbro and they ask me questions because I want to answer them.
Ryan, we should get you working our booth. We should just get you the shirt. You take people on tours through it.
I will, you know what? I will give Toying Around a tour of your booth, and I will give Mad Hatter the tour of your booth. That's what I'm going to do.
Dude,
we just have to arrange it the right way, and I will start, or a toy tuber we don't know.
Yeah.
Someone that's coming in to make content, be like, I'll give you a tour. Let's do it. And I'll be like, this Safubi here is cherry blossom theme. In Japan, that's called Sakura. And I'll just
you have to call yourself Attack Ryan.
Attack Dole.
Attack Dole. I'm Attack Dole.
I'm Attack Dole. That's Attack Peter. That's Attack Alex. And that's Hector the Rector.
Ah.
Though it sounds like Erector.
Yeah.
But I got to I have to be
we'll workshop that one. We'll
I will make sure give Mad Hatter a tour. Just raffle off completely wrong info about everything. Yeah, Chewing, I will absolutely give you a tour. I'll absolutely give you a tour of the Mondo booth. Just we'll arrange time and we'll do it.
Yeah,
I'll do the same thing. I'll do the same thing, and then I'll give Hatter a tour of the NECA booth as well.
I was just gonna say that's what you should do. It's because like every other toy tuber does. They get brought on the tour. You should bring people on tour and just
and just start doing it as if I work there.
Do the pattern,
right? Because if Trevor's there, Trevor like here's what I'll do. I'll pack a cardigan sweater so that I look like I work at NECA. I'll get a Mondo shirt. I'll pack my Marvel Legends shirt. And then I'll see if I can somehow score one from Mattel and just like start switching.
Dude, I love this idea.
And just start like going through and giving tours. It'd be funny if I gave Hatter a tour of every booth.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. Someone just go through and be like, oh my God. So this new thing from Mattel Creations just announced this new Jurassic Park product from the Leia's Entertainment from Universal Studios. Again, I could talk corporate. You need me to talk corporate?
Yeah.
I can talk corporate. I could do this. And hey, you know what? What the best part about me being a fan of the comic books and stuff is that I can give a full NECA tour of their turtles and know where it's from.
Yeah.
I'll be able to do it. Trevor can sit back and relax, have a coffee. I'll do it.
You carry Mirage, Archie, and IDW in your heart always.
Always. This is where it's. Speaking of IDW, friend of the show, AJ, voice of Gambit, Spoops is getting a book, and it's going to be published by IDW.
That's amazing. It's so cool. Yeah, I saw that on Instagram.
I love it. I'm so stoked for him. I hope he's going to be at the con too. We'll have to get a photo of all of us together there as well. Yeah. Oh God, who I should give the NECA booth tour to?
Who?
Pixel Dan.
Getting bold, Ryan. I'm getting bold.
That's what I'll do. I'll just give it to people that I know that have bigger channels than me, and just be like, "This is how this works." Okay, let me tell you. These toys here are very important. This is from a horror movie.
I don't know if you're familiar with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but
sorry, Pixel Dance. Pixel, your first name? Is that your government name? Pixel? Is that Pixel? Right? I think that'd be. I think if I could somehow arrange that, I think that'd be super fun. Maybe I'll stand behind one of the tables during the Hasbro breakfast. Give somebody this is the latest Marvel Legends reveal. That'll be my chance.
The menace of Comic-Con, the Phantom Menace.
Johnny Disco. Will Dan Larson be there? He could use some points. I should have gave him a tour of the Hasbro booth at Celebration. But instead, him and I went for coffee. We decided lunch was a better idea. We did that instead. King Panther, I Demand Dole reveals the G.I. Joe classifies HasLab. We all know it'll be a snowcat. Dude, I'm telling you right now, Hasbro is very Dole coded.
Yeah.
For San Diego this year.
That's the thing. Like, so you're getting a lot of heat, but I do believe that the reason why we have Ecto Glow re-releases is because of you. Because of pointing Ecto Glow Elite, like that has to be why we now have Ecto Glows for all.
It's dude, I am the Oprah of Ghostbusters. You get Ecto Glows and you get Ecto Glows, and it's like I do love the idea that people will be getting them. I know I got the gimmick of keep them rare, and they still will be rare in their own way, but I still feel like anyone who wants them at this point, they're all going to show up on Hasbro Pulse. I honestly think everyone who wants them is going to get them. As much as we all love Ghostbusters, I still think real Ghostbusters is kind of niche in its own way. I think Ecto Glow is even more niche in that sense. And these will not be Archback Psylocke. Right? Like they just won't be. And if they are, and I'm wrong, I will be so happy to be wrong because I would love these to do.
I think you can kind of arch their backs. You can bend them back, certainly. The articulation.
Sure. Right.
But we're getting a car.
Everyone's Ecto Glow Elite, no one will be. That's not true. They're still gonna. They'll still be elite. Don't worry about that. I'm not worried about it.
I think just being a Ghostbusters fan makes you elite.
Well, I wouldn't say
that.
No, I don't think that's true at all.
That sounds like the hate keeper talking to me.
Yeah. Oh shit. Okay, I gotta go. I have a meeting in 3 minutes for work.
Okay.
For nightlies. I didn't realize we were going for 2 hours, but we just had a lot to talk about and a lot of cool stuff.
Just have your meeting on the
everyone oh my god. And I'm blacklisted from the industry. All right. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in tonight. Thank you for everyone who hung out with us for the whole 2 hours calling Pixel Dad.
Yeah.
That's really funny. Thank you, everyone. See me on Tuesday on Toy Anxiety. Check out Alex on Instagram at FanPlastic4. I think we're going to do some stuff.
If you want Carnage, he's limited to 1,000 units. So get him while he lasts, because that's not 1,000 is not a whole lot of Carnages in the world. So he's available now on MondoShop.com.
And yes, we're at 9 p.m. Yeah, welcome to crunch time, Chris Bruno. But yeah, and also subscribe to DL44 Network. That's where you'll find Kevin and myself. We're doing all our Star Wars content. Steve 3 is there as well. Steve 3 doing the weekly show for Micro Galaxy unboxings. And I think Kevin and I are going to do something fairly soon. Plus, we're planning another thing for San Diego Comic-Con for that as well. Whew. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Have a great night. We will see you next week. Bye-bye.